They told me the excavation was routine, just another ground-penetrating scan, just another dusty corridor buried beneath centuries of sand and stone. But I know better now. My name is Dr. Marcus Ellery. For the last 12 years, I've worked with the International Antiquities Division. Mostly harmless digs, old tombs, some forgotten altars, but nothing prepared me for what we found under the Pyramid of Khafre. Not the one they show in school, not the polished history books, the real one, the part they've never opened to the public. It started when one of our drones went dark. We were scanning a sealed shaft no bigger than a crawl space, 80 meters below the king's chamber. The drone got in, then nothing. No sound, no feed, no signal, so I did something I wasn't authorized to do. I crawled in. I expected collapsed stone, sand, maybe even some bats, but what I found wasn't Egyptian. It was smooth, perfect edges, polished black material embedded deep in limestone, and in the center of that hidden chamber was a box. Not wood, not gold, something far older. It pulsed, softly, like a heartbeat, but mechanical. I don't know how to explain it. I reached out, just to touch the edge. The moment my skin connected to the surface, everything changed. The walls lit up, symbols, not hieroglyphs. They moved, shifted, reacted to my presence, and then the room spoke. Not out loud. In my mind, a voice, ancient, precise. It said, "You were not supposed to return, but the seal is broken, and now the process begins again." I don't remember crawling out. I don't remember the team finding me, but I remember the last thing I saw before I blacked out. The box was opening. I don't know how long I was unconscious. When I came to, I was in the base tent, strapped to a medical cot. Monitors were beeping, people were whispering, but no one would look me in the eye. They told me I was found lying outside the shaft, eyes open, unresponsive. But here's the thing. I never climbed out. I was still inside. In my head. The cell. Voice never stopped. It kept repeating fragments. Pieces of something I didn't understand. The seal is time like the body remembers. We left it here not to hide but to warn. After that, things started changing. Not just with me, with the site. The sand around the pyramid became magnetized. Watches failed. Compasses spun in slow circles. Animals nearby refused to approach. And then we lost another drone. This time, inside a corridor that wasn't on any blueprint. We reviewed the footage before it cut. For 3 seconds, we saw something that should have been impossible. A chamber, vast, clean and lit, built from material no carbon dating could identify, and in its center, another box, identical to the one I touched, except this one was already open. We ran DNA scans on the area I collapsed in. The results? Mixed human and something else. Strands with no known match in any biological database. That's when I remembered. The inscription carved into the walls, the one that lit up when I touched the box. We ran the symbols through translation software. They weren't words, they were coordinates. 5 global locations, 1 in Antarctica, 1 beneath the Amazon, 1 buried deep in the ocean trench off the coast of Japan, and 2 marked as lost, but all with one thing in common. Structures just like the pyramids, not similar, identical in layout, as if they were printed from the same cosmic blueprint. We were never meant to uncover them separately. They were meant to be activated together. I told the director what I'd seen. He ordered me removed from the project, said I was hallucinating, delusional. But I know the truth, because every night since I touched that box, I've dreamed the same thing. A sky, black and endless, a tower rising from the earth and a voice saying, "We gave you time to forget. You opened the door too soon." And then I see the world, not destroyed, just rewritten. The bauxite was never a treasure. It was a timer, and we just hit 0. They silenced me, stripped my credentials, deleted my access, flagged me as psychologically compromised. But I don't care anymore, because I'm not the only one seeing it now. 2 weeks after I was removed from the site, the dreams started to spread. First, a linguist in Peru posted online that she had dreamed of a giant stairwell made of obsidian descending into what she called the memory of Earth. Her dream ended with a box, black humming, identical to the one I found. Then came a geologist in Iceland, then a boy in Morocco, a pilot in Siberia, a woman in a coma in New York who woke up reciting coordinates in Sumerian. Every dream the same. Every symbol identical. They were dreaming my dream, and in every case the dream ended with the same phrase, translated from different tongues, ancient and modern. The map is awakening. I started gathering evidence, old expedition notes, suppressed archaeological logs, redacted mission reports. There were dozens of global incidents, going back centuries, where people had discovered impossible structures and either vanished or went mad. Many of them described objects like the box. Others drew spirals, fractal shapes, machines that looked biological, or bones that looked technological. The most disturbing file I found came from 1938, a Nazi archaeological unit sent to Egypt during the height of the war. Their classified journal entries described a resonant monolith beneath the sands of Saqqara, a device that whispered names of people before they died. It was destroyed in an intentional cave-in, but now it's been uncovered again, not by accident, by design, because that's what no one understands. These structures aren't ancient, they're timeless. They didn't survive history, they ignored it, and now, all over the world, the coordinates from the box are waking up. Satellite data from the Mariana Trench showed an electromagnetic burst that shut down submersible drones for 43 minutes. In the Amazon, a research team vanished, leaving behind only a video recording showing a dark tower emerging, between the trees glowing from inside the ground. In Antarctica, seismic activity formed a perfect hexagonal pattern in the ice, not from movement, but from design. And worst of all, people are changing. I've spoken to 5 others who touched one of the objects. We all share the same neural anomaly, a kind of background frequency in our brainwaves. But it's not a defect, it's a signal, a handshake, like something on the other side is using us to learn how to walk here again. And the deeper I look into it, the more I'm convinced. This isn't the first time, it's a loop, a cycle. Every few millennia we open the door and forget, reset. But this time something is different. This time we remembered too soon. The map wasn't made to be found. It was made to keep the pieces apart. And now they're coming together again. The voice in my dreams has changed. It doesn't ask questions anymore, it gives commands. Prepare the 5th gate. We are arriving through memory. This version will remain. I don't know what that means yet, but I feel it everywhere, in the air, in the water, in the silence between thoughts. It's like reality is breathing, and something is about to exhale. I haven't slept in 4 days. Not because I'm afraid of the dreams, because I'm afraid of what happens when I wake up. The veil between then and now is gone. Time isn't moving forward anymore. It's bleeding, past, present, future, folding in on each other like pages turned all at once, and everywhere I look, signs of activation. In Cairo, 7 tourists walked into the pyramid of Menkaure and never came out. Security footage shows them entering a chamber that doesn't exist, and then the screen goes white. In Peru, villagers claim a stone temple long buried under jungle started humming during a thunderstorm. The humming never stopped. In Moscow, a child drew the full interior layout of the Pyramid of Giza. From memory. She's never left Russia. I've been trying to contact the others, the ones who touched the objects like I did. Some are missing, some aren't speaking. And one of them, a woman named Samira, sent me one final voice message before disappearing. They're not artifacts, they're anchors. They were built to hold this version of reality in place, and now it's slipping. That's when I realized the pyramids aren't tombs, they're locks. Each structure we've uncovered, in from the desert to the ocean floor, isn't hiding knowledge, they're containing it. And now, one by one, they're unlocking. The 5th point was beneath the city of Luxor, not in stone, in people. An entire lineage of bloodlines, silently carrying a coded memory passed through generations, waiting for the signal. When it came, they didn't scream. They didn't run. They remembered. I watched. It happened. A man in the marketplace froze, tilted his head to the sky and whispered, "We are the remains of the last attempt." He burned from the inside. No fire, no smoke, just light. And then he was gone. They weren't possessed, they were activated. Carriers of a truth older than recorded time. We didn't evolve naturally. We were rebuilt. After something came before us and failed. The pyramids weren't messages. They were warnings from a past so advanced it had to erase itself to survive. And now we're rebuilding it, unwittingly. Line by line, dream by dream, activation by activation. And the voice in my mind? It's no longer separate. It is me now. I look in the mirror and I don't blink at the same time. I speak, and I hear the echo before my mouth opens. Reality is unraveling, and we are the thread. The voice said something new today. Final key. Identified integration begins now, and then a tremor. Not seismic, dimensional. Every compass on Earth spun at once. Birds fell from the sky in perfect spirals, and satellites recorded a second sun, flickering for less than a second. Not real, not visible but felt a shadow. In the shape of the Earth, not orbiting, approaching. I can barely tell which thoughts are mine anymore. Memories that don't belong to me, whole lifetimes I've never lived, flash behind my eyes like old film reels. A desert sky with 3 moons. A pyramid made of liquid stone and a name that feels like mine but isn't. Talren. I don't know what it means, but I whisper it in my sleep, over and over. The 5th gate has opened. It wasn't a door. It was a moment, and it happened last night, silently. At 03:03 a.m. GMT, the pulse spread across the Earth. No one saw it, but we all felt it. Every animal went silent. Every clock skipped a beat, and for exactly 1 minute, everyone on Earth dreamed the same dream. A staircase, an ocean of light, and a figure waiting at the top, made entirely of reflections. And then we woke up. Different. Some with new languages in their heads, others with memories that don't match. The lives they lived, and some didn't wake up at all, but their bodies are still breathing, waiting. I'm in Giza now, standing above the chamber where this all began. The team is gone. The base is abandoned, but the box is still here, open empty. And above it the symbols continue to shift. They no longer warn, they invite. A countdown I can't read is nearing 0. And deep in the core of the pyramid I can feel it, a vibration. Not in the stone, in me. I'm not scared anymore, because I finally understand what the voice meant. You are the result of containment, but the cycle has chosen to continue. We are not being invaded. We are not being erased. We are being merged, not into them, into us, the version of humanity that came before history, before collapse, before forgetting. This world we've known, this fragile, fractured version of Earth was a reset, but the code never fully deleted, and now through the dreams, through the pyramids, through me, it's reassembling. If you're hearing this, reading this, watching this, you are part of the activation, and it's already begun. The sun just blinked and my reflection is smiling back, but I'm not yet.